guys, I'm here to talk about newborn cloth diapers today. Fiona is just barely over 3 weeks and we already can't use almost all of the newborn stash that I purchased. So I made two assumptions going into newborn cloth diapering because I started my son at 3 months, so this was my first time newborn cloth diapering. The first assumption I made was that my second baby would be small like my first one, which was not the case. By 2 weeks, she was already a little over 9 pounds, whereas Finley was, just in the comfortable 7s at 2 weeks. So she was born a little bit larger, but she's also just gaining weight way faster than him. And then my second assumption was that newborns aren't heavy wetters, and they can be. So I'm going to show you what either never worked at all or only worked for a really short time, like a week or less, the things that I didn't like and would not purchase again. So, and then I'll also show you the things that we are using, and then I will tell you what I would do if I could redo my newborn stash, what I would purchase. So, the first fail was Little Joey's. I'd heard, pretty mixed reviews about them, so I wasn't sure what to expect. They get every point for cuteness. They're adorable. They fit under the stump. They were, right coming home from the hospital on day 3, they fit the best by far. But we really could only use them for a few days before she outgrew the absorbency on them. Within an hour, she would pee right through them. So they're not, totally weren't worth the money for us. And they take forever to dry, like everybody says. So then they smell like moldy and milled because they're never completely dry, which is disgusting. And then the other thing that I didn't like, this only happened once, but I had too many diapers in the load one time, and after, rinsing, washing, rinsing, and drying, when I opened it up, and then I felt it to see if it was still wet, there was poop all over it, and it got all over my hand. It was just foul, so I was done with them after that. I stripped them, ran them through with bleach and washed them a billion times so I could sell them to someone who likes them better than we do. Also, the gussets here left pretty crazy. Oh, sweetheart. Left pretty crazy marks on her. So, didn't like the Little Joey's. This little Etsy newborn cover I got, adorable. Didn't like wool for newborns. She never pooped on it, but I just didn't want to deal with it if she had, and I didn't like pulling it over like that. I wanted something with a front snap. So, when she gets a little bit older, I'll use my pull-on covers and my one-size wool covers. Sweet Pea all-in-one. Sweetheart. The Sweet Pea all-in-one was too big in the leg at first, and then when it, say hi, hi, and then when it did fit, she'd already outgrown the absorbency, so we used it twice and it leaked. So I didn't like those. And then also I forgot to say, because I'm clearly distracted, I did a newborn stash, so if you want to see the complete stash, you can go to that video on my channel. Little Beetles fit, but just weren't absorbent enough, so just didn't really use them for long. And then the Econobum cover, I got 6 of these, which was a total waste. They leaked, and they're tiny, which is great, but the legs didn't get small enough when she had her cord still, and then when the cord fell off, it leaked, so I didn't want to use it. And it's so small that I couldn't use the neck size pre-fold up to get more absorbency with it, so they just didn't work for us. And then this Teeny Textiles fitted from Etsy, super cute, like the cord snap down, but do you want more milk? Is that what's going on here? But it was just not, it wasn't enough absorbency to make, hold on one second. It wasn't enough absorbency to make it worth using for a long time. Plus, she's already almost outgrown it, and she's only 3 weeks. I can barely snap it on her. Apple Cheeks, size 1. Another fail with Apple Cheeks. If you watched my newborn stash, I tried size 2 with my son, leak. I'd already purchased the size 1 before that happened, so I already had it to keep, and leak, leak, leak. So cute. I just wanted these to work. I just want to use them as a cover, not as a pocket, but they just leak. I don't understand it. So, fail. So those are the things that didn't work. This is what I am using. I'm using the Thirsties size 1 fitted. It's fine. It's absorbent, kind of. I wouldn't buy it again, though. But we use it because it still fits and it does its job. Same story with the Kissa's size 0 fitted. We use it, but it's really, this is more absorbent than that one is. So it's around, it's being used, but I wouldn't buy it again. And then I'm using size large flats from Green Mountain Diaper, the Clothies ones. This is a different flat. All the green ones are dirty. I had them from my son. The smaller flats I have just don't work with her. Like, she literally needs a large flat, like the giant ones, at 3 weeks. She's just pees so much, and I'm changing her like every hour and a half, 2 hours, and they're like sopping wet. So we're using the size large Green Mountain Diaper flats. That's working really well. And then we're using the Bummies infant size prefolds, and these are nice and absorbent, but I wouldn't buy them again because for one, they're pilling after only a few weeks use, and they're long, but they're thin. So right now I can fold it over in the front and still snappy it to her, but widthwise that's not going to work for very much longer. But because they're so long, they don't really tri-fold in the covers well at the size she's at. So I'm able to use them now, and I can fold them like the opposite way, you know, like with the heavy part in the middle, which works because she's a girl, to lay them in covers. But otherwise, they're not going to work for long snapping on. And they're a little bit more spendy than the Green Mountain Diaper ones. So I like this, but I wouldn't buy it again. And then the newborn Clothies Green Mountain Diaper prefolds, I'm using, but not as diapers. I was only able to use these as diapers for like a week before she outgrew the absorbency of them. But I do use them at every change to, like after I take off her dirty diaper, I like throw this under her real quick because she pretty much always poops or pees like while I'm changing her. So then I don't have to waste like the diaper I was going to put on her, because then she kind of gets it out, and then I put the diaper that I want to put on her under. So I just use these as like a kind of in between change mess cleanups. And then my favorite thing that we're using is the size small Green Mountain Diaper Clothies prefolds. They are too long for her a little bit, so I have to just, you know, fold down the front like I do with the Bummies ones. But really now, like, I'm almost, some of the changes I'm not even needing to fold the front anymore. Like, it's just coming up like just to her belly button. It's a little bit big, but she needs that absorbency. So these are definitely my favorites right now. And then the covers that I'm using are Best Bottom cover. This did fit under the stump. I didn't mention that in the video I did about newborn, what fits under the stump, because I hadn't tried it on her yet. I figured it would be way too big. But like I said, she grew faster than I anticipated, so I didn't expect to use this during the newborn phase. So this did fit under the stump, and I'm using this. It does leave some red marks. The double gussets are great, but they're pretty tight elastic. So I'm glad I have it, and I'll keep it just to have like an extra, like a different type of cover in my stash, but I wouldn't like go buy it again. And then I'm using Thirsties extra small cover. You can't buy these anymore, but you can buy the Thirsties Duo, which is similar, just has snaps to adjust the rise, and it'll fit longer. So I do really like this one. And then I'm using the Capri. This is a size 2, which actually does fit her on this setting, but it's giant, but it's never leaked. But I like the size 1 for her right now. She's probably almost 10 pounds. Maybe she is 10 pounds already. And that cover is supposed to go to 14 pounds. I doubt it. I think it maybe even says it goes to 16. She only has 2 snaps left to go out, and she's already on the full rise. It's dirty, so I can't show you. But I have one of those, and I really like the Capri size 1 cover. And then Flip. I was not expecting her to fit into the Flip one size diaper covers as a newborn either, because you know, it's a one size cover. But this is actually I have a lot of Flips anyway with my son, but I just ordered more for her because my son's still needing his, and I'm loving these. They are too big for her, like it's puffy down here, but it's a great seal on the legs, and I've had no leaks with these. And the size large flats pad fold really well into these, but also all of the prefolds I'm using fit well under these. She can still wear pants with them. I don't get her dressed a lot because I'm way too lazy, and I prefer jammies, and more specifically I prefer sleeping gowns, because you just pull them up, change the diaper, and pull it back down. If she finishes nursing, I'll show you a Flip that she's wearing right now. So she just pooped in it, so I better hurry. So if I were to redo her newborn stash, sweetheart, come here. If I were to redo her newborn stash, I'm going to show you her Flip cover before I forget. This is the sleeping gown I was talking about. This is the Harper flip. It was like a really fast thing on Abby's Lane. It was, I think they only had like 500 of them, and it was just like a limited edition just for that store. They sold out in like a few hours. I was really glad my friend told me about it, and I got one. It's so cute. Anyway, I'll show you. It's way too big for her, but like I said, it works and it does not leak. So here's the back. Thank you for being my cloth diaper model, Fiona. Here's the front, and it's got a nice seal on the leg. Oh, sorry, honey. I know, you're helping everybody. So if I were to re-buy my newborn stash, this is what I would buy. I would buy everything from Green Mountain Diapers because they have everything you need. I would buy 12 newborn fitteds. I would only buy 12 because they might not fit for long, but then they are nice to have around for burp rags later, or like I said, like in between changes to like toss under their bum so they don't make a mess all over the changing table or their clothes. So I would buy 12 of those, and then I would buy 24 of the small yellow edge because they're going to grow into them faster than you think, and then they can use them a lot longer. Even after they outgrow them for snapping them on, you can trifold these into covers. These fit really well on the small and medium settings on the flip covers, so you can use them both ways for quite a while. So I buy 24 of those, and then I would buy one Thirsties Duo size small. I don't have a Duo size small. I don't like, or size 1. I don't like my size 2 on my son, but I think it would be nice to have one. The reason I don't like having all the same covers is like the leg thing's always rubbing on the same spot of their legs and across their backs like every single time, and if it leaves a little mark, then I think it would be irritating to always have the same one. So I like to have like a little bit of a variety in covers just so that the cover's not always rubbing the same spot on their skin. So I would get one of those. I would get one flip because it might not fit your baby right away, but will fit fairly soon, and then you can use it for the rest of their cloth diapering career, and then if you like it or not, and then you could buy more of them for later. So I would get one flip, and then I would get, where did it go? I would get 2 Capri size 1 covers. I think actually they just changed the name. Now they're calling it a newborn cover, and then they're calling the size 2 a 1 size. Anyway, I would get 2 of those because if you are someone who likes to like actually get your baby dressed, those fit better under clothes if you get the right size. Those are like almost $17, but they're really high quality covers. I like them. So if you bought all that stuff, and then if you bought a pack of 2 Snappis, that way if you lose one, I didn't bring a Snappy, you can look it up if you don't know what that means. That's what secures the diaper to your baby. Green Mountain Diapers has really nice information about how to use prefolds and sizing and all of that, washing and everything. I would get 2 Snappis. So if you bought all that stuff, that would come to $167. And then I did buy a pack of Honest Company disposables, which I thought was really helpful when I didn't have enough diapers or they weren't fitting under the stump or whatnot. They cost about $13 for a pack of 40, and I didn't use them all. And now she's pretty much outgrown them, and I don't need them because now I'm using the flats and some other things. So, and she's grown into her size small, so I have enough diapers. But I think that's not a bad idea just to have that for supplementing if you need it. So then that would bring you to $180. And then you would need to get accessories like, something to put the diapers in, like a pail liner or a wet bag, and some rash cream if you wanted, and cloth wipes are really great. I really recommend those. But even so, even with accessories, you're not going to be spending more than a couple $100, too much more than a couple $100. A lot of that stuff can be used for a long time, like the 1 size cover, the accessories, the Snappis, the size small prefolds. You can even use the newborn prefolds, for other things. I spent with my son for the first 3 months of his life, we used disposable diapers, and I was buying like the clean kind, like the organic kind. And I spent $300 in 3 months on things that I threw away. So if you, like I said, just the diapers and the Snappis would cost you $167, and what you don't keep using, you can sell. And that's obviously cheaper than $300, plus you get some of your money back. Plus it's better for the environment. So that is a long ramble about newborn cloth diapers. So Fiona here wants a clean diaper, and I'm going to go do that. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help, and thank you for watching. Okay, bye.